My idea of luxury is being able to enjoy natural light, natural ventilation. I think today that is a luxury in most places, considering how urban blight is spreading into our cities. Our design philosophy is built on 4 cornerstones of design. It's cost, program, technology, and then context. This is what drives our architecture. Hi, I'm architect Siddharth. Today we're going to talk about the House of Cascading Gardens at Salem. For detailed chapters and PDF ebook, visit buildofy.com. Link is in the description. The one thing that struck me about this site was how calm it was, right in the heart of the city. This is a classical Indian town where there's industry, there's commerce, there's activity everywhere. The lady of the house already had about 100 trees planted in the periphery of this. So I could see the passion of the whole thing, and I think that drove the entire project. This is located in the heart of Salem. It's in a place called Hastampatti. The total plot area is approximately about 44,000 square feet. The total built-up area is about 17,500 square feet and change. One of the things that we tried to achieve very initially in the project itself was to make sure every room that was important at least have a view or have a garden attached to it. One of the things that they wanted is they wanted the house to be a conventional geometry. So it set us thinking on how do you fit all of these together. And we sort of hit upon this strategy of stacking it as a cube and then removing parts of the cube, deconstructing the cube, and in the deconstructed portions, bringing in the gardens. It was a rectangular piece of land, and one of the things that we decided strategy-wise was to push the built area almost to about 50% of the site. 2 reasons for this. One was we wanted a nice foreground because we were thinking of actually raising the height of the house to almost 2 to 3 floors. The second reason was Vastu, and we had to sort of push it towards the southwest corner as much as possible. Other thing that we were able to do was to bring in this ceremonial driveway that came right in. There was a drop-off point, and then one would go and park the cars at the garage. So from the driveway, we had this sort of nice little water feature that we created in the front, northeast corner also. And then one would actually walk over the water feature to enter into the house. Spatial organization wise, we had all the public areas right in the front. And we sort of pushed the private areas and the bedrooms to one corner. The house also sort of organizes itself around the main courtyard, which is fronted by the puja room. And the central courtyard is dominated by the Amrita scene. This was actually painted by these young artists collaborative called Hata. 2 girls who did a beautiful job of doing this Amrita Manthan, which is the focus point of the entire house. We are in the heart of the house. This is the atrium around which the entire house is organized. And the nucleus of the atrium is the puja room. The puja room fronts this area because this is an area where people can gather during religious functions or social functions. This is a space that's literally carved out of stone. The monochromatic feel of Satvario is also taken into this space, but it's defined by these beautiful blue onyx. They are non-dyed blue onyx, so it's natural blue onyx, mildly lit blue onyx, which sort of defines this atrium courtyard. The puja room also acts as a privacy barrier for the bedrooms in the back. We have 2 kitchens, which is very, very typical of Western Tamil Nadu. And then around the courtyard, there are two very important living spaces. There's a formal living room, which is a 1.5 storied living space. This is the formal living space. And then there is an informal family space which connects with the dining space. And both the dining and the family space open out into this lovely patio space, which then opens out into a nice side garden. The side garden has a beautiful pergola on top, and different times of the day has this lovely scigraphy falling on the floor, which in itself is a piece of art. There is a secondary garden which we talk about, which is right here, and then there is a beautiful koi fish pond here. The master bedroom, which is in the ground floor, uses blue abalone. So we've used a semi-precious stone in both the master bedrooms. So we've used blue abalone here. We've also done a bathroom with a little bit of the blue abalone. And even the fabrics and everything have a tinge of blue in it. One of the things that we've done, and you'll probably see it a little more, is we have this beautiful helical staircase. One comes up through the staircase, and the staircase opens out. There's a large glass window through which you again sort of interacts with the landscape. The most important, probably striking feature of the house is the house reduces in size as it goes above. Now, one of the reasons for that is to create these beautiful cascading terraces. That probably is the most interesting part of the design. We have a secondary master bedroom in the first floor as well. Similar kind of treatment as the ground floor, but we've got beautiful amethyst inlays in the first floor with a little lounge and the bedroom area. We've got the home theatre, and then we've got the children's bedroom. Now the children's bedroom opens beautifully into another garden. So like I said, there are little sneaky little gardens everywhere, and there are spaces that opens into these gardens. And then one walks out of this space and comes out into this beautifully landscaped terrace. Now the focus point of this terrace is a lovely 150-year-old olive tree which was there in the family for a while. You follow the windy path of the helical staircase and you go up, and the second floor you walk straight into a nice little Manchester United themed bar. There is a very well equipped gym and a spa in the house. And then there is a beautiful indoor pool which is planned here. You have to climb up a few steps and go into this pool area. There's a nice deck with a corner shower. So one of the interesting thing about the pool is there's this small Bizaza actually did the tiling for the pool, and there is a line that's mentioned in the pool which says, "Do or do not, but there is no try." And that's inspired by Star Wars, by Yoda. The client is a big Star Wars fan, and we thought the best place to do it was in the pool. So it's sort of like there's a countercurrent that happens in the pool, and I thought that would be a great inspirational statement in the pool. The name of the house suggests we have another large terrace garden here. So if the first floor had this beautiful olive tree that was the focal point, the second floor has an H-shaped walking track, and then it's got these pergolas with misting pipes. And the third floor, the house further reduces, and all it has is a hall, and then there is a little yoga / meditation space on the third floor. and then everything else is garden. And from the third floor, you can see this cascading garden all the way down. We've also got some nice artwork done. There's a beautiful piece by Praveen Kananur in the living room. Another thing are the big cantilevers that we've done. So structurally, it was very interesting to work on these cantilevers. And the third thing was the amount of soil load that was sitting on this cantilever, considering the amount of landscaping that went on it, which included small trees also. So these are something that we were able to work through along with our structural team. The landscaping, incidentally, we worked with Mr. Parnivelu of Plantscape. He's a very senior landscape architect from Bangalore, and we worked very closely with him. We continue working very closely with him. I think one of the biggest takeaways of this project was sort of tell myself, tell our design team, tell the clients, and tell anybody is that this coexistence between the natural world and the built forms. It can be done aesthetically, it can be done in a very simple way, it can be done in a very unpretentious way, and it can thrive. I've never believed of a house and a garden. I've always believed of a house in a garden. So those were the biggest takeaways for me.